My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
I'm Sky.
And today, you can do it, friends!
You can do it! Do what?
What? Well, actually, what we're doing today is we're going to talk about two, not one. This is a BOGO.
Yeah.
You get 2 for 1
feature
special right now. We're going to talk about 2 of our favorite, currently not in the military or under some sort of scandal bands. Am I right, ladies? Yes, we're going to talk about DAY6 and NFLYING. They're like 2 sides of a delightfully cute coin. That
They are
the most adorable coin ever.
and no matter how many times you flip it, you always end up the winner. But before we do that, what has everyone been listening to?
We thought, October was going to be the, big comeback month, but, geez, November was not easy either. There was a lot. A lot. I don't know. The one I was most looking forward to was MFBTY. Had a mini album, I think 5 or 6 songs on that one. It's good. It's good. I wish it was longer. I wish it was the full-length album, but can't always get what you want. It was good. My favorite song on it is Motel, which is a little problematic for me because it's a song about one-night stands. But given that it is a married couple singing this song together, I figure maybe they're just doing some fun role-playing stuff. So,
no shame. If y'all about that one-night stand life, we ain't gonna shame you in any way. You do you, boo-boo.
So, but it's a good song. It's just not my usual theme that I would go with lyrically, but it's a good album. And there's a nice acoustic, a piano Yoon Murray on there too, which is
cool.
nice. So you always like to hear her sing. Somebody named Austin, but it's of course it has to be spelt weird, so it's Austn.
Take out the vile.
But,
Yeah, how else would you spell that? Okay?
Would put a number in it. Duh.
Yeah, right. I guess I should just be happy there's not a random number somewhere in the middle. So I can totally read it. It's Austin, although somebody will probably tell me I'm wrong. It's Eston or something, and I'm reading it wrong. But
there's another onious situation.
yeah, exactly. But this song, I've been listening to it all month, over and over again. It's called Just You, and it's just great. So I really, really enjoy that. I look forward to listening to more of their stuff. I'm not certain if it's a group or a single person, but some of these people, when Spotify throws you the more random people, it's very hard to do. You can't do a Wikipedia search. They just don't show up. So
Yeah.
Another one-off one, Ra-L. It's R-A.L. Ra-L. Maybe it's Rael or something, and she just made it cool. I don't know, but the song's really good. Really enjoyed her as well. Listened to a lot of MC Mong. Had a bunch of the album is so good. Everything's good on it. There's collabs with a bunch of different people, including Park Bom and Saran, and just everything's good. Every song's good. It's all good. I like it. And TLT, Planetarium Records, signed a girl onto their label a few months back, and she had a release this month. Her name's Lindsay, and which was hard to find on Spotify because apparently Lindsay, spelled Leenzy, is common. There's 3 of them on Spotify, I guess.
That's really Huh. Okay. You know what? It's a small world,
The song's all right. It's called It's All Right, and it's also all right. It's good. I like her voice. She's been doing a lot of covers on YouTube and stuff, and she has a great voice, so I look forward to seeing more. I'm curious if, I don't know if they're past this at this point, or like if they're all on Planetarium Records going to just do their own stuff now, or if they're going to still have some of those collaboration songs. And I wonder if they're going to add her into that mix, because I think that could add nice, just a nice change to their sound. I was listening to the Mellowmance songs that came out, and the one festival, just, it sounds so much like a Christmas song to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's
The music video at the end, they have like a Christmas tree.
This is the time for that song. So I was like, oh, it's called festival. So like, even though I couldn't understand any of the lyrics, it seemed Christmassy to me. So
I put it on the Christmas list.
Yep, exactly. I'm like, all right, there it goes. And Samuel So had an album come out. Again, really, really like it. Every single song I enjoy. They're all good. It's called The Fit is the album. It's I like his style. Like it's a little chiller. Like the vibe is a little more leafy, kind of. I dig it. It's good stuff. And Panda Gome. I don't know if that's somebody's name or if it's like a band name, a stage name. What's going on there? Because again, my Google Foo like failed me. So, but really good album. Like it's called Sleep Talking, I think is the album, and it's a lot of collaborations and stuff. But again, really neat sound, a really cool vibe. I've just been listening to a lot of these like collaborative albums lately, and it's nice because you get a lot of variety. Boy Cold had an album come out. Again, I hadn't really listened to much of his stuff. Like I think I had heard some collaborations in the past and been like, yeah, okay, but I really enjoyed the album. The one song 5 is a collaboration with In the Garden, so Nat will like that because
I do love Car in the Garden.
you love Car in the Garden.
I do love Car in the Garden so much. And his little 90s gangster hair and his...
I really liked that song. He's also got a song with BY and Hayon and Coogie on it and a bunch of other stuff. It's good. And Eric Nam's album, which is just great.
It is. It's really good.
Really good. Which I expected. I mean, I love, what was the last one? Honestly, was the last sort of full kind of album, and I really enjoyed that. I like that he's got some English versions of some of his Korean songs on the album. So that's, although I think I like No Shame in Korean better than I like it in English, but still it's still good. It was a lot that I was listening to. And then, of course, the stuff we were doing later in the podcast and the stuff that you just want to listen to because you just like it. So you listen to that stuff too, right? Yeah. So I kept going back over my list and being like, oh, Just You by Austin. Like, who is that? Because some of this stuff, it feels like it was so long ago and it was only like 3 weeks or something. Yeah. And then I listened to it and I'm like, yes, that has to stay on the list because I really, really like that song. So how about you, Jessie?
So I know we talked about some people last month that were in this month, but I don't remember, even though I edited the thing, I don't remember exactly what we talked about.
It's been a month.
It's crazy. Like I know we talked about GOT7. I've been really enjoying that release, and I know we talked about like Hannah and Dawn. Sheena Ringo, who is a Japanese artist, she came out with an album, and it's like mostly a best of album, but she did do some new stuff, and one of them was a collab with Utada Hikaru, and if you know any Japanese music, you know her. Yeah. Also, if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, the Simple and Clean
when you
song.
Walk away, you won't hear me say, please.
The song of it. She does also, if you've ever watched Ava, but not on Netflix, she does the Fly Me to the Moon cover that's supposed to be at the end of the episodes that they don't have on Netflix, but whatever.
Stupid Netflix and their stupid thing.
But they did a collab. They've done a collab before, like a couple years ago. Utada Karu put out an album, and she was on that too. And they put out a collab, and I don't know the English name, and I can't actually read kanji despite trying really hard. But it's really good. I suggest checking out, especially the entire album, since it is a best of album. It's like kind of really nice to kind of get a sense of her. Bandmate keeps on putting out stuff because they have a release coming out in December. Also, Weathering with You, which is a movie by the same person who did Kimi no Na wa, Your Name, just released the full soundtrack, and the soundtrack is entirely produced by Radwimps. So if you're into OSTs, it's really great. They're also just like legitimately really great, but they're good at OSTs because they're really good at background kind of instrumental music too, like you won't expect it.
I saw a clip of an unboxing of that album. It looks really pretty.
I know, I really want it, but I've been trying really hard because I've been spending money.
Your wallet cannot take it!
I can't. I have a concert next week, and technically, I haven't actually bought my tickets for Jingle Bash yet, so I have another, like, added expense, and then Chicago, and and I bought the Epic High calendar, too, so, like...
Oh my god. I need it. I need it so bad. It looks so good.
I mean, it was hard. It's like $13, but then like $30 shipping.
I know.
But I did it because I just love them, so whatever. Let's see. Who else? We talked about Eric Nam. IU's album is incredible.
It's really good.
So good. Above the Time literally like became one of my favorites of the year. Like, I can't get over how amazing this song is. It was beautiful and perfect, and the music video is really great too. Like, just everything about that song is magical. It's also a really great winter song too. So if you're like looking for stuff for this season, that's really great. Is that it? Is that all I was listening to? Yeah, because I was only listening to Day6 a month. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what I was listening to most. And like obviously like Dreamcatcher, because I'm really excited about Dreamcatcher.
As you should be.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Those ones. What about you, Natalia?
So, I've been listening to my usual nonsense, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, Marina Diamandis, but...
Panic at the Disco, the Frozen 2 song?
I haven't heard it yet.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Okay, well, it's good, so go listen to it.
It's Panic at the Disco, of course it's good.
Right.
My friend got so excited when she saw that they were doing he or however was doing a song from the soundtrack. She's like, is he in it? Like, is he doing a voice? And I was like, I don't think so. I think he's just doing the version that goes over the credits at the end. And she's like, ugh. And so we sort of movie, and now she's like, whatever. Don't bother.
I didn't hear he's not in it. Whatever. Who cares?
What? I'm like, okay, whatever.
I read a lot of gay fan fiction because, of course I do. So I have like these playlists that I make that like sort of set the mood for each individual story, which you can all follow on my Spotify. Should you go look me up on Spotify, I'm not hidden very well. However, this was all sidetracked because my demon lords ascended from hell, broke the red cube to come deliver to us one hell of a comeback. Now, the song, I will admit, okay, for anyone not in the know, I should probably say what I'm talking about. Their name is not Demon Lords. EXO had a comeback, and they are my ultimate, love of my life. So, they came back with, oh, what a concept. Wait, you know what? We've talked about it. I still don't know. Were we right? I don't know. I don't want to get into it. We could have a whole episode about us talking about the EXO backstory. But, holy shit, what a music video. God damn. And okay, so I thought in my own mind, the music video for Monster to me was their best music video, stylistically. No, this one is just Ironically, by the same people who made the monster music video, so like it sort of makes sense. But holy shit! Like, I'm sorry, when friggin' evil Chaniel and not evil Chaniel are like fire punching each other, I was like.
She's flailing. For those of you who can't watch her currently,
Or can't hear the thud, 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 thud.
Kermit Irving right then. And the song is really good, though it is pretty memeable. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sending some fun memes to the group chat here and there. The I don't think so meme. Mwah. But yeah, they're actually the rest of the album is also really good. So it's a really solid album. I am very pleased. Not that my opinion like really means anything to anyone, but like it's good. It's good. Excuse me, I'm choking up about my boys. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't want to like talk it to death, but
Very R&B. I like that about it.
the demon versions were hotter, right? Like I'm not like the demon versions
Are you trying to get into this again?
just need validation that I'm not a crazy person. Like the demon versions were smoking hot, right? I'm not.
What I feel like is funny about the music video is it pretty much stars Kai's abs.
Oh!
I mean,
It's
if you have them,
considered,
why not
like-
use them?
75% of the time.
My boy is looking good, you know. He been working hard, you know. And also, like, we got Chen with some sort of Great Gatsby-style hairdo and fucking lip chains, and then there's that one shot that I don't know why they didn't go back to of Suho, like, rising out of, like, the fucking lake with, like, hands coming around. I'm like, with his freaking devil horns. I'm like, what is happening? I don't know what happened to me. I've watched the music video several times, and I don't know what has happened. I don't know what is like, I don't know what I watched. I can barely describe what I experienced. Like, Sky, I know that your boys had to come back too, so
Yeah.
how did
So, that's mostly what I've been up to. Astro had to come back, and mini album. So there aren't a bazillion songs, but some. And they're all good. Blue Flame is the title song, and then their second promotional song is called When the Wind Blows, and that was written by Rocky. Like, the choreo was done by him, it was written by him, all that. So,
That's cool.
and it showcases them really well, like, it fits them really well. So they usually kind of do, like, brown autumn type clothing for that one. And then for Blue Flame, it's pretty much the, like, dark, sexy version of Astro that we all knew was coming at some point.
like they're all legal now. Like let's
Well,
They're grown.
They actually had said that for quite some time. They were kind of waiting on Sanha to get completely an adult before they really, because it'd be weird. Like, they didn't want to.
yeah.
The sad part is, since Moonbin got hurt, they have not, well, Moonbin is on medical hiatus. That is the only thing they told us. However, there's a funny relay dance thing that Astro did with the Blue Flame song, and they completely pantomimed a shoulder and arm injury, and they made a really big deal out of it. There would have been no reason to pantomime that other than, and it was during Moonbin's part in the song, so it's pretty obvious that that's probably what happened to him. So the reason I'm bringing that up, aside from that being a big deal, Moonbin is kind of like the sexy member of Astro, so take that dynamic out, it's obvious that the other guys had to, like, kind of make up for that, and so it's really interesting. And then the fact that Inwoo, like, vocally, he took some of Moonbin's lines, and he's grown a lot as a vocalist from when he started, so he's doing a really good job. They're all doing a really good job.
Good. I like to see our children succeeding.
Yeah. And
a proud mama hen.
For a long time, they're like, oh, it's this Beauty and the Beast thing, which they kind of hinted at their last comeback. So like, Beauty and the Beast. So we were all trying to figure it out. And then one day, it was very, very simple. There's only 2 versions of the album. One's called book, called story. It's obvious that the book side is them being all normal and reading books, which would be the beauty character, and then when they're the dark, it's the beast character. So like that's as far as it goes. It's not very hard, It's like that's the.
And let's be honest. In my very controversial, non-controversial opinion, in Beauty and the Beast, Beast was hotter as a beast, right? Like I'm not.
Well, in the Disney version.
Yeah.
In the Disney version.
Yeah.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it made the movie that spawned a million furries. Beauty and the Beast. So what I'm implying here is that on the photos in the story version are a little spicier, perhaps. A little more sexy side.
So another funny part is before they released all of the album and stuff, they were talking about how their clothing was going to be revealing.
Oh.
So we're like, oh, well, it is, but it's always their back. Like, they have these back cutouts on some of the outfits. So, like, anytime someone's like, hey, show us your abs, they're pretty much like, well, I'll show you my back.
Listen, we didn't do that, okay? Like, they're gonna pull a Juhan, like, pull it up with the piece of paper with abs on it. Listen, we worked out on our backs. Leave us alone.
Right. So I'm really happy with the Astro stuff. The fans have been working hard. They're trying to get them a win, but EXO came back. The days are numbered. That's just the way it goes.
I'm sorry. Like, my children are just, I love your children, but.
But you love your children more.
I love my children so much. I love them so much.
So,
I'm crying. Why? I'm so emotional about EXO.
Mamamoo had a comeback.
That's right.
Their music video for Hip is really, really interesting. To me, it's kind of in the same universe as the EXO stuff, but not near as demonic. Like Mamamoo, like they pretty much each of the girls have a different few personas that they have within the music video. It's pretty neat. Like, and Hwasa, like, she's a president at one point. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ace, I probably already talked about them, but I'm still listening to their recent mini album. They're going to be having a full album after they do their little tour soon. So in December, they're going to have their first full album, so that's a big deal.
Cool.
IZ Momento, they released a single today. It's good. It's very fall feeling, in my opinion.
Today's the 29th.
Yeah,
so
sorry. Those of you who are listening, it won't be today when you're listening to this, but
It'll be just a few days ago.
Bowl 4 and Win, I assume. There's a number in it, WH3N. They had a collab called New York.
No, who knows?
We don't know. We don't know.
The music video is pretty artsy-fartsy and neat. So, and then they even did a couple of live performance versions that were kind of artsy too. So go check it out. Pretty much the main line is like, I'm in New York, you're in Seoul, and so they always have a parallel of what each other are doing in the different locations type thing.
Cute. That's cute.
And it's kind of sad and longing, but then, as the story goes. So, Golden Child. I've paid attention to them a little bit. There's like a lot of members, and they're all very talented. They did a dark comeback, which means I'm intrigued, usually. So, Wannabe is their title track. And since I'm watching like all of the music shows, I keep seeing them perform it, and it's pretty cool. Saying they wear red and black sometimes, which again is like, I've figured out, even Mamamoo like wore some red and black within their music videos. Like, evidently that's when I start paying attention to people, when they start wearing red and black.
Every time like I see like a dark comeback, I just think of the SNL meme that's like, come like color me scared and horny. I think that's like the emotion we're supposed to be feeling. Oh gosh. I love K-pop, guys.
Woo Sung from The Rose, he released a single, Beautiful Girl. That song has existed for like ever. I think even pre-debut for him, but like, so He released it, and the music video is interesting because it's, again, a side-by-side of his original music video, pre-debut, and him now. So it's kind of cute. There's other stuff I've listened to. Everything's crazy. It's all good.
Just listen, the train continues.
Oh, I have to say something really quick because I forgot to mention it. Because the best thing happened, and I have to mention her, Maya Sakamoto, who is my all-time favorite voice actress, hands down. She's also one of my favorite singers, Japanese singers. Came out with a new album, which she hasn't had like a new album, especially a non-cover, because Maya Sakamoto, she does a lot of anime characters, and she usually does the OST for those. She also does OST for others, so usually those songs transfer over into her albums, and so it very rarely has like her own stuff. But this album does, and it's like, I don't know, it's been like something like 10 years since she's like put out an album like this.
Wow.
She just released it. Also, she released all of her backlog discography on Spotify. So you can listen to everything. And like, I was like, all day, like, Wednesday at work, I was just like freaking out about
You're in heaven.
I was just like,
heaven.
Everything. I mean, like, I was listening to albums that I literally remember getting the CD at an anime convention and then putting it in my Discman and listening to it.
Like, those were the days.
But you should listen to her if you really like kind of like singer, songwriter, but also anime OSTs. She was the voice of Hitomi and Escaflowne. She's Black Butler. She's done the Razafon theme song. She's like, if you are into anime, you've heard her voice. She's like one of the top actresses. But I forgot about it in my section, so I had to say something.
Man, you cut in.
I remembered something for my section. What we're going to be talking about. NFLYING did release 2 Japanese songs.
Right.
All Kick-Ass is called the single. I don't know why they call it a single when there's 2 tracks on it, but like, I'm not going to get into that. But Doll and Kick-Ass, they released the music videos before they released the album, because evidently that's what they do for Japanese releases. Don't know why. But Kick-Ass is a fun song. Doll's good too, but I like Kick-Ass better.
And on that note, we transition into part 2 of the episode, where we talk about some more of our special children, our talented special children whom we love.
We just have a lot of kids.
Like,
brothers.
For someone who ovulates sand, I've got like quite a few children out there.
That's it a lot.
We've adopted a lot of children between us, like children who are almost like the same age as me in a lot of ways, but that's okay. Like,
that's fine. It's all good.
No.
And it's like, you know, and I was fun because my mom like really doesn't get this, that she's like, doesn't your husband like get upset? Well, she calls him by his name. Doesn't Matthew get upset that like you spend all this time like looking at these good-looking men? I'm like, Mom, listen, I'm not looking at them as good-looking men. I'm looking at them as my beautiful children. My beautiful children that I just want to succeed. I'm like, if you're not already like this, you won't be like this. A set of beautiful children. One in particular that Jesse and I both love a little bit more than the rest of the beautiful children in this country.
But they're all pretty and all wonderful and all great.
Love them all. We're gonna start with the day 6. So day 6 is a 5. Thank you. I was like
5.
I mean, something, but then when you're about to say it, you're like, wait, do I really know this? Yes, they're a 5-person band under JYP Entertainment. JYP. He has a comeback. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Headed by Jay. No, that's not right. Sungin is leader. But Jay is the one who acts like the leader.
Well, he's the oldest.
Yeah.
Then the foreigner who likes hiking, Jay.
Yeah. Then we got Young K. One pill.
The ray of sunshine makes cloudy days happy.
And Joan, who also is a little ray of sunshine, but dumb ray of sunshine that just like you're like, oh no, so cute, no. And they're just the most memeable group I've like ever seen in my entire life.
Well, it also doesn't help that, well, it helps that Jay is active on Twitter. He's English speaking because he's Korean American. He encourages fans to give him memes all of the time. So he even also plays into that.
Yeah, also the fact that they are an idol band, like they were formed under JYP to be an idol band, but they're not really good at being idols, especially because you have like Jay, who really didn't train for that long because he came from a music show, and then before that he was just posting stuff on YouTube. That's literally how he like, post stuff on YouTube, got on this music show, didn't win, but then JYP was like, hey, and then here he is. And then Doan, who was not an idol at all, like for any moment of his time. They literally were like,
we need a drummer.
We need a drummer. They found a drummer and they got Doan. So like 2 out of the like 5 members, well, they had 6 before, but like 2 out of the member like were not idols. No. And then you have like Sungjin, who also wasn't an idol for very long because he also came from like a competition, but it was more like a concert type competition, not like a televised thing. So like really you only had Young K, who even then
he's not good at it.
But what's funny about it, because like, so he was scouted when he was in Canada and was already in a band, came back, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna put you in a dance group with Juan Pill. And you're like, now, but if you've seen Dream High, you've seen Young K dance, because he's one of the backup dancers for Young from 2PM.
But also, like, there's this little meme that goes around called DAY6, where all of them do dance, and they are not good.
My favorite is Sungjin. He always says the again and again from 2PM. He just like, no, again, and then he just like goes off.
And I love that, like, they see the memes, because he dressed up as Bob the Builder for Halloween this year. Like, Jay is sharing the memes with them. Jay is reinforcing the memes.
They obviously, JYP is like, I just do whatever.
Like, you can just sort of tell, like, when managers have, like, given up trying to, it's like, there's, like, a few groups like that. Like, Super Junior, they've given up. EXO, given up. Like, with the exception of Suho, all the rest of them are just hot messes.
But you know what? Like, DAY6 does, like, everything. Like, Young K writes practically every song that they produce. And they all, like, also have, like, started writing stuff. They go out and do samples for things. Like, there's literally, Jay had a YouTube channel for a while, and he, like, posted a video where it's them going to, like, get cicada, like for a song. So, like, they do everything. Yeah. They all play instruments. So I think just JYP's like, y'all are good. You don't actually need anything because you're not dancing. So we're not teaching you anything. They don't give you, like, vocal lessons, but really they're all, like, stellar voice.
With the exception. Poor Duan,
who, like, also came in as a drummer. He's just drum. That's all Doan is. His drum.
He is drum.
I'm drum.
So, I'm drum. Like, they always say, Duan, why are you so good at League of Legends? And he just, like, rambles on, and then Jay's like, what? Wait, what are you talking about? Like, is such a delight. Like, and actually one of my favorite, like, K-pop meme videos is the one where they're all, like, singing acoustic, and he's just, like, hitting the glasses, but then he breaks the glass, and then no one notices, and his face is just
so like, good. And he sits there for, like, 20 seconds, he's just dying, and then finally he just takes the glass and just, like, puts it away.
Another one where they have all these, like, V-Lives. Their V-Lives are just something else. Like,
they're not idols, and so you can tell that these V-Lives are just a mess.
I can't tell if they're drunk or not.
They can't either.
Karaoke. And it's OK and Jay having, like, this dramatic duet where they're just, like, writhing on the ground and just, like, screaming into the mics at each other. And you're just like, what the hell is going on? But it has, like, real, like, drunk guys being drunk energy to it.
Yeah.
Like, most of their videos have drunk guys being, even if they're not. It's like...
They're just, you have to experience them to really, like...
And it's like, but then, so you see this, what I love about them is, like, you see these videos of them, and they're this chaotic, cheerful, pleasant mess. And then you go and you listen to their albums.
And then you read their lyrics.
You! How is this the same people? Like,
oh, they're the emo boys.
They are the emo boys.
Tragic, sad songs. You oh boy. And I admit, like, you know, I love tragedy. You know me.
Tragic makes the magic.
Right, tragic makes Amanda said that, but tragic makes the magic. And I don't know how you can listen to the song I Need Somebody without, like, remembering back to, like, a time when you'd just been dumped. Watching the rain fall down your window.
Yeah.
And you're like, why is life what a love?
They're all belters, and they all, like, are tenors. So they just, like, go really high, and you're like, what's going on?
I have ever heard in my life, bar Jackson's Bullet to the Heart, which then took as, like, kind of tragic. But that's, like, who hurt you, boys?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's who hurt young K is really the
Yeah.
question.
What happened to you in your youth,
And
sir?
Some
even,
horrible
like,
girl in Toronto who, like, ruined his life, apparently.
Yeah, because something had to happen in order for congratulations to even
Right.
exist.
And that's
Like,
the debut song.
Like, is rough. And not rough as in, like, bad, but just, like, when you finally listen, like, look up what the lyrics mean, you're like, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
This is the beginning of, like, a revenge story. Like, this is bad. Like, this is, ugh. You poor things. Cheer up. It's gonna be okay. More fish in the sea, that sort of thing. Like, and the music video for that
It's great.
Yeah. Also, the guy who plays the dumped guy is also Canadian.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he was on one of my favorite dramas, Hoku's Love, Fool's Love. Oh, I love him. But yeah, they're happy little beans who make the saddest music.
But also, it's really legitimately great music. It's great produced and great written. And they're all, like, besides Doan, who's, like, trying, he's taking voice lessons, okay, guys? But, like, they're all
he's really, like,
great
sometimes when he
singers.
does sing, it's good.
Yeah,
he's trying.
He doesn't have to sing. He's an amazing drummer.
But he does. They still have him. Like, even, like, their latest single, which is Finale, which is going to be on their Japanese album that is going to be released soon. He has, like an actual verse. And he does fine on it.
Good for him. He's such a little cute. They're also cute, too. Like, and I you know, like, I know I talk about hot dudes, and I'm going to say it. They're not that hot, but they're adorable. Okay. Young K can get it. Young K can get it. However, as a whole, I would say they're more cute than they are hot.
One Pill, when he doesn't do his weird stuff, he's actually, like, a very
he can be very model-y.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
I just love his little crooked eye and his cute little laugh and his little smile and his
I love
weird
everything about that boy. Like, you can't not love Wonpil.
He's so cute. And then I love Sungjin, but Sungjin is just do you ever that friend who never really quite knows what's going on, no matter how many times like explained it to them? That's Sungjin, and for some reason he's the leader of the group. But he's also like he's just the one who's always like, what? Like
what's going on?
like
He's
what
the
is
introvert of the group, so like the poor guy. He's just like, I mean, like, the, like, running theme in the fandom is that he's the single dad with 4 kids, which actually, like, legitimately defines it.
Yeah, like, he's doing his best.
Just trying to stay afloat. But he's got an amazing voice.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And also what's really, like, fascinating about Sungjin, so he was always gonna be in Day6, but he didn't know an instrument. He literally learned that guitar months before they debuted.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, they're just... And then you have Jay's the meme lord.
Yeah.
Everything he does is a meme.
Yeah.
Everything.
He's also the hashtag lord. He's really good at hashtag Twitter.
Like he's got social media down, and he's like he's very open and communicative with like people, which is nice, you know, like that he takes the time to be like, hey y'all, it's me, ya meme
Chicken
lord,
Little.
it's me, Chicken Little.
He's
Riding
like,
it
on Twitter, he's like famous, like Twitter famous. He's not just K-pop Twitter famous. Like
He's just,
people who don't K-pop at all follow Jay on Twitter, and
he's
like
funny, and he posts fire memes. Mwah. Chef kiss memes on that boy. Yeah, and he crowdsources memes about himself, which I think is tight.
He also does the thing where he says he doesn't, like, look at anybody's stuff, and then he'll go, like, respond to things that aren't even tagged him or Day6, and you're like, oh god, he's stalking us.
Like, he's seen
things. He knows.
He knows what we're talking about. Him and Beckham does that too, eh? He'll just suddenly appear and, like, reply on something, and everyone's like, oh no!
Beckham does it as well. You're like, oh, whoa. Don't say anything. Whoa, he might see this.
I'm gonna cough. Oh. They're just like, and they're just so slightly weirdly wholesome while not being wholesome at the same time. They're fun for all ages.
They're legitimately the group that I could see, like, hanging out with. Like, they are the actual, like, idols that I would be friends with.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is just like, you're like, oh, I don't know, I probably wouldn't get along with you, or you would hate me, but they would be like the chill group to hang out with.
Let's go have a beer. Let's sing some bad karaoke. We'll break a few dishes, whatever. we do what we do. It's just like every time I watch a video of them, I just get in such a good mood. I watch a lot of them.
No, they just make me so happy. Like, legitimately, they're the only reason I've gotten through Monsta X stuff. Legitimately. I would not have, like, been okay if, like, Day6 hadn't been there and been like, hey, we're really great, even in our, like, weird randomness.
Don't worry about it. We got you, fam. We got you.
Listen to some really sad breakup songs.
That's okay if they're belters, and, like,
Yep.
Jesse's a musical theater person, so, like, fine, give me my Roger from Rent in Young K. Like, perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect. I love it. I don't care if it's, like, the most sad song. Give me all the emo songs. That's just, like, what I love in general. So then you give me, like, belters.
I like disco so much. I like feeling miserable.
My Chemical Romance is one of my favorite bands. Like,
it's like, I like feeling sad, but I want it to sound good when I'm aesthetic.
I need aesthetic. And I need, like, the sound aesthetic, too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to feel my emotions. I just want to feel other people's emotions through me. Does that make sense? So, they're killing it. You know what else is killing it, though? All the fun content over on our coffee. You know, this podcast does cost money to produce, even though we put it out super free for all y'all. And we will continue to do so. Don't worry about that. We do not have any sponsors because nobody
wants us.
cares about you guys. And we love you for it. So if you want to become a sponsor of this podcast, you can go to ko-fi.com/certified Nunas and support us there, and you get access to extra fun goodies that only people on the coffee get. If you don't have any money, I get it. I'm poor. I get it. I got no money either. That's cool. We still want you to listen to us because we love y'all, even if you give us money or not. So just, if you'd have a friend who you think would enjoy listening to us, send us the link. Send them over. Let them listen to this shenanigans. And now back to our regularly scheduled activity. Favorite song. You know what? It's hard.
Oh, it's real hard.
It's hard. DAY6 has quite a discography, and it's all good.
They also promote in Japan a lot, so they do have full albums in Japan.
So it's a tricky one. Sky, what's yours? We'll start with you. We'll go in reverse order, just to mix it out.
I'm gonna say a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Dance Dance has always been.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And Shoot Me, when it came out, like, it blew me away.
Yeah,
So, those are my two that I've always stuck by.
Now, okay, like, literally the hardest, it's like shooting a puppy, right? It's a real Sophie's choice, trying to pick,
It escalated quickly.
Okay. Like, when
I do some ties.
when I'm feeling down, like, I need somebody. Like, that is just the shit. There was one that I was literally just listening to that I was like, and it's on the tip of my brain. Like, I got it. Okay. It's the song. So, that was the song. So, I Need Somebody. That's the song that you play when you're having a bad day. But what song do you play when you're having a good day? And that answer to me is the song Feeling Good from their the Shoot Me album. Mwah. We are feeling good. We're feeling good tonight. Like, yeah. Good energy.
Yeah.
Are you?
Well, you already said it. I Need Somebody is actually my favorite song. It's so good. It is kind of tied if you want like another like sad kind of song cover from Book of Us is also really great. But as a secondary choice, if like I'm like, and it's not like very happy, but it's like totally in my like realm of music. Breaking Down, which is one of their Japanese songs, is a little bit more harder rock song. It's really good. But also this is hard because I also really like Finale now. So
Finale is so good.
I said it wasn't Sophie's choice. Y'all.
Like, I Need Somebody is top. It's kind of been top for a while.
Well, Guy took my favorites. Dance Dance and Shoot Me would be my favorites. But there are many sad songs, so like if I can't have those ones, then it would be
you can have
365 247.
Yeah.
247. I love that song.
It's from their new album.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very catchy. I like it when they're upbeat. I'm like the opposite. I like the bouncy stuff. So I like it when they're dancing and they're having fun. And I really like Be Lazy off of I really enjoy that song too. So
another one that I actually found through listening to all of it for this podcast was Live Your Life on their Japanese album. I really, really like that one too.
Their Japanese album, Unlock, is probably my favorite album that they've done so far. But Entropy, their newest one, is pretty awesome.
It feels kind of in the same family.
Like, I really, yeah. And I really enjoyed Sweet Chaos that they're singing.
Yeah, like in terms of like
it was very
idol ones. Sweet Chaos is one of my favorite. Got a lot of stuff you can find.
There's something for everyone on there. Like,
yeah.
They're just so good. I love them so much. They are giving all my other bands a run for their money. Like,
and also giving My Emotions.
Yeah.
Run for their money. We bring us to the little sweethearts of the band world. Let's be honest. If DAY6 was like your bros, NFLYING is like your little brothers that you love and are forced to take to the mall with you. But like they're really grateful that you brought them with you to hang out with their friends. Like, am I wrong in that assessment? I feel like that's kind of your energy. Is like they're just happy to be.
I mean, they're chaotic too.
Yes, they are.
They're chaotic in a different way. Like they're definitely you can tell they're
a little more idly.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
They're more polished on the like social media front sometimes.
Inside. Well,
because I mean, okay, so one of the maknae for them, Huisung, he was on Produce, so like you can't get more idly than that.
Yeah.
Like, pretty polished at this point. But so he's the youngest. He's been through the military though, and he says that probably every single day of his entire life now. Like, I've been in the military. He lords it over everybody.
I'm gonna be here.
Yeah. But on the flip side, he's actually expressed that, like, as he was joining the band, he was concerned about the fact that none of the other guys have been, and so that he'd be lonely whenever they left, and so that's pretty cute. Oh, don't worry about it.
Why is he so cute?
So on that front, though, like, now he's all over the Immortal Song Show. He has his, he's in We Will Rock You, which is a Queen musical. Like, he's already doing well for himself, like, by himself.
He's got a really great voice. He can do a solo album easily.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Are you wanting to introduce them, Natalia, since you did that?
No.
She's like, no, I'm not the person.
No, Scott, you do it. You know more.
Okay. So they started as 4 people, like way back, was it 2014? I mean, they've been around quite a while. Kwon Jin, he was a part of actually FT Island once upon a time, long time ago, I think. I get it confused. FT Island. But anyway, they started.
And one of them was almost in CM Blue too. Like,
yeah, it was something weird.
The drummer
was almost replaced by Minhyuk.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's also just
adorable.
He's a little bean. Mm-hmm.
So, and Jaehyun, he's brothers with a chick from Rainbow who's also an actress who is in Secret Life of My Secretary, which I didn't know that. And so she's like that crazy character in that show.
Oh, the Park?
Yeah. Veronica Park.
Okay.
Like,
I love her. She's delightful.
So knowing that she can pull off that character and then putting that up against like Jaehyun, it's like, that makes complete sense. Like,
now that you've mentioned that they are siblings, I'm thinking of their faces, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sorry, he was so cute on that when Monsta X won, and he was like hugging everyone and he was just his little smile when he's like drumming and like the camera zooms in.
Oh, when he's on Return of Superman or whatever, when he's like playing with the kids.
Yeah, I know.
Was it so good. So sweet.
He also has a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. So well, how about I start by introducing them?
Yeah. Start at the beginning.
Excited and ahead of ourselves as per usual.
Excited.
So they actually started in 2013. They started as an indie group in Japan, and they released two songs, and then 2 years later, they finally got their Korean debut. So, like, in and of itself, they started pretty much as, like, a J-pop group. It feels J-rock. Like, there's a lot of that to their music, in my opinion. So, they were 4 members. Even back then, they had a bassist at that time and only one they were kind of all vocalists. So, you have Lee Seung-hub. He's leader, composer. He writes, I think, most of the songs. Cha-hyun, he's the guitarist and he is a vocalist. Kim Jae-hyun, he's the drummer, and they call him the main dancer, quote unquote, because he does a lot of girl group dances and stuff.
But the main dancer behind the drums.
And Yoo Hui-sung, like, he was added way later, but Kwon Jin, he was the bassist at the time. So the reason he left about a year or so ago was it was a dating scandal thing. Nothing horrific, nothing, no jail, no anything bad.
Same thing that happened to DAY6.
More like inappropriate fan dating, like, kind of not cool, like, I don't do that. So that's why he had to leave, like, the day after Christmas. Awkward. But they were just 4 without Huisung for quite some time when they debuted in Korea and all that stuff. And they still didn't really take off for quite a while because they kind of didn't succeed too much with their mini album. They're on FNC with FT Island, and so FT Island is so successful. So if you put that, like, kind of side by side, they just weren't making it quite as well. So then they released a couple of Japanese songs after that, and then they were just, like, on hiatus for, like, a long time, like 2 years. And then the way they were informed they were going to get another member was pretty much the press release. Like, through the press release is how they were told.
Oh, that's dirty. That's dirty. No.
It's also, like, really bad for the member, too. Like, hey.
Right.
Shit, people.
But, so, Huisung, he was in Produce 101 Season 2. I've seen a very few clips of when he was on there, but when he was on there, pretty much everyone's like, oh, you will succeed. You are so incredibly talented. No matter what you do, you will be fine. Like, no one was worried about him, really. Really, when he got added to the group, it was kind of like a re-debut, essentially, because they had such a long hiatus. And so adding him in made another power vocalist, kind of with the Seonghyo being the rapper with him, so it was interesting. So that's when they kind of kicked off again, in my opinion. So that's when they started releasing more albums, and they got a lot more notoriety. But even then, like, when I ran into them, it was Hot Potato. Like, that was the main song that I was famous. Like, they felt like a comedy band.
Yeah.
Because they
have sort of like a Flight of the Conchords energy to them.
Yeah. They're very kind of comical, like, cartoonish in their, like, actions, too.
And even so, those kind of that re-debut, in my opinion, that those 2 first music videos from that, like, it even had a lot of that energy. Like, they're just making fun of themselves. Like, it's hilarious. So, and they always they still keep that. I mean, they've had a little bit more serious songs and stuff since then, but there's always, like, on a recent show that I saw them on, someone called them, I think it was Nick Hyun from 2PM. I think he was like, they're 80% comedy and 20% music. Like, and it's true.
Yeah.
And as far as when they are on a variety show, when they're on anything.
We hadn't gotten to
2 Idiots.
No. 2 Idiots.
Okay. So I really don't know when they started doing it. It wasn't that long ago. It probably has to be within the past 2 years, I think. Because I went back and I found a lot of the new, 2 Idiots at the channel, run by Chahyun and Jaehyun. And
run by 2 idiots, essentially.
So, the drummer and the guitarist. And, yeah. So, if you look at their older videos, they actually really tried to have structure. They even had a brainstorming episode where they were trying to like the types of episodes they would have. And it was like, we need to do things with bromance, like blah, blah, blah. It's pretty funny. They've gotten so used to it at this point. Like, they don't have, because they would even have graphics like, this timestamp to this timestamp, we're doing this. Like, they were really regimented.
So kind of like our first podcast where we were like, here's all the wonderful things we're going to do. And then we never,
literally next episode, nothing.
And then even as a graphic on the video though, like, these are the timestamps, we're going to be doing this. Like, so they were really trying for quite a while to do it that way. But you can tell by the time they got used to it that they stopped doing that.
Yeah.
But the newer stuff is, I mean, it's all funny, but the newer stuff, they do a lot of just...
shenanigans.
Like, one time, they needed to just they were bored, so I think they called a friend girl of theirs, and she's like, go get a manicure!
Oh my god, that's the best episode, though! That's like my favorite episode!
They went to get their nails done, and they were picking all this, like, crazy stuff, and then at the end, they went to the owner of the store, and they had them pick between the 2 of them which had the better design. And, like, whoever lost, they have to pay for both of the manicures and stuff. And in the end, they're like, this is really fun. Like, they had a lot of fun doing it. Or they did, like, couples yoga.
I've seen that one. I like the ones that they like rope in the manager and he's like just in the background. He's like, what is going on? And then he just like laughs.
young manager, he's just so chill and he just pretty much does whatever they want. He's so nice.
It has like real, actual professional YouTuber energy to their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm pretty sure they have a YouTube audience that knows nothing about their music style.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they are actually in a band that is very successful.
Which, you know, ties in, if we're going to tie in the episode, like Jay's Twitter followers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, and even Jay's YouTube followers once upon.
Yeah.
I mean, it was heavy on his musical, like.
Yeah.
So
but I think that was, and who he knew.
And Yuan now has a YouTube channel too, but it's mostly just him playing the drums.
Yeah.
And Huisung, he has a channel. He doesn't have a lot on it. It's just him doing covers, but they're all good.
My blog has everybody's YouTube channel. Like everybody, if they're an idol, I have it listed.
We're good at Jesse's blog.
The link will be in the description. If we're going pure YouTuber energy.
If you go to the YouTube channels of Natalia and Jesse, make sure that you subscribe and like
and subscribe.
Also, information will be on our actual official website,
certifiednews.com. Put it in your bookmarks.
Two idiot. Like another thing they did, they would do a challenge of eating cold food. Yeah, eating cold food when it was cold outside. Mm-hmm. And then it was pretty much like strip poker, except for opposite, to where like whoever made the ASMR microphone go up to a certain decibel, like you'd have to like take off. Well, when it was cold, they'd had to take off more clothes, but when it was, they did a hot version too. They're eating hot food in the heat, and they would have to put on more clothes. And of course, the manager got involved, and he totally lost. Like he was just covered in all these coats and scarves and stuff. He's like, I'm dying.
It's like pure YouTuber energy.
Yeah,
like,
they pretty much figured out how to be YouTubers, or like we're gonna try this candy from Italy and talk about it. Like they do random stuff.
But like they were on hiatus for so long, they had to do something to like
poor boys
fill the emptiness in their lives that was not being filled by playing music.
Oh no, that's sad.
So I don't know, but I think that it actually started when they were anyway. They're not brand new. They're not brand new videos right now because they have been promoting. So I think when they're actively like in a cycle, they have to.
Yeah.
They also bring in the other two members of the band once in a while to do funny stuff. Like sometimes Huisung's kind of like the food fairy, like he likes to eat a lot, so he'll kind of walk by sometimes and like eat whatever they're eating. Or Sunghyeo will come in and like try to dance with them really poorly, and they make fun of him really bad. Or even the FT Island guy that they know, like he was in one of them because they roped him into doing it, but he actually had a lot of fun. So, or they do like K-pop trivia, and they'll be kind of bad at it, and they'll feel so bad because they're like, oh my gosh, we know them, like we're so sorry, we hope they don't watch this. And
I was watching that emoji one where they were like trying to guess the band names by the emojis.
Yes.
And they were like, every time they got one wrong, they were like, oh, I can't believe we didn't get the random emojis. Yeah. Like, guys, it wasn't like they showed their faces and you didn't recognize your friends. Like, it was an emoji. Like,
it was like, we're so sorry. Relax. Jaehyun, he's like, so he's crazy, but he's like the most sincere version of crazy I have ever.
Such a sincere little bean.
Where, like, they'll be walking the red carpet into a music show or something, and the other guys will kind of bow with their heads once in a while or not at all. But back in the back of the line, Jaehyun is like doing the 90-degree bow to like the entire time. And it's not that he does this once. He always does that. Like, he's always like
he's very
polite.
He's very polite.
Or if they're doing a high touch type thing, he'll always like, he will still bow to everybody that comes to touch his hand. It's the cutest thing. He's just really funny. I'd say their style of music is, I'm not saying that all of their songs are super upbeat, but they really like upbeat songs.
Mm-hmm.
And they do involve some rapping because Sunghyeo does that as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I were to like pick something, if you took 80s and made them ballad, that's their music.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's why, like, early on in my K-pop journey, I did know of NFLYING because I was like, oh, these are funny songs, because I knew of Hot Potato.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about all I knew of them. But then when I kind of saw some of their newer stuff, and then when they came out with their Japanese album, which their Japanese album blew me away, Brotherhood, I was like, oh, okay, like, that's my thing. This is pretty much me personified into
Music.
Music. This is good. So that's why I was like, oh, I'm a goner, like, NFLYING, this is my thing now. Oh, what I was going to say, I was going to give a little bit of background on, so when Hwaesung, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, I'm sorry, it's really hard. You know who I'm talking about. The little kid. He's cute. Whenever they started with their debut back with him, and then Kwang Jin left, and they've been doing this project thing kind of like DAY6, so we actually didn't talk about this with DAY6.
Oh,
but
yeah, we
DAY6
did.
did a thing. Do you want to take this away, Jesse? Because I'm going to get it wrong if I say it.
Oh, they did I'm going to get it wrong, too, because I've drank a lot. They did a project where, for a year, I think it was, I can't remember off the top of my head, 2017, roughly. They did a project where every month they released 2 songs. One of them, did a music video, and they also did busking and like concerts with it too. So it's this like massive creative thing. So like every month you were getting a ton of music from this project.
So NFLYING did pretty much a counterpart to that as well, except for it was one song. And they were pretty crummy about really being successful with every single month making it happen. But so I think they're still in the cycle of that. So they're still in the year of they were supposed to be doing that. So all of their releases, and then sometimes they'll work one of the songs into like a mini album. Like that's what recently happened. Yeah. So their recent title song, Yahoo, was, their Note 5 song, quote unquote. So
also like I Need Somebody was part of the days, like every day 6 or whatever they called it. For DAY6. So
I think it's interesting that I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure that NFLYING necessarily got the idea from DAY6, but probably. I mean, on some level, it's a good idea one way or another. It's neat.
It's a good idea for a band like that produces their own music. If they're gonna write the lyrics anyways, might as well.
And it was pretty much to get I think it. Let me back up. Sorry. And I haven't drunk. This is just me talking about bands. I'm going to talk about bands in Korea now, or let's say a couple years ago. They were not as popular because they were seen as an older school thing, because bands were very, very popular in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And those people are still, the ones that are still living are still very active and stuff. And so then kind of the K-pop emphasis happened, and everyone thinks that's the cool thing to pay attention to. So then the resurgence of some of these Korean bands, it's more of it was an uphill struggle for them, I think, to get a big recognition that it was a cool thing for the younger people to like. I have seen that written. I'm not just like pulling that.
No, it's DAY6 has also had issue. And I think like a lot of it like helps that since K-pop is getting bigger internationally, like groups like NFLYING and DAY6 would all like naturally do well here, because that's like a focus. And also in Japan, like Japanese music, it like indie rock is a very well known and very loved type of music. So like they had to kind of go international to kind of pick up the like fans, and now they're kind of slowly getting recognition back into Korea.
And so that's why it was a big deal when DAY6 got their music show wins and the charts got higher, and that was a really big deal. So then I think DAY6 was last year that all happened for them. And then so this year with NFLYING, this is what happened with them. They were getting a little bit of notoriety and stuff, but so I think it was their Spring Memories album. Okay, Rooftop is the song that everybody knows, and if I could vote, it would be the song of the year for this year, as far as it's very well known in Korea. Like it was spread.
Yeah.
It didn't start off like that though. So it was one of their little Fly High project songs. They did, I think it was Winter Anyway, they ended up doing it on music shows and promoting it. and some success, whatever. After they were done promoting, someone on like one of the big discussion boards, Pan, I think is what it's called, in Korea, someone was like, hey, everyone should check this song out. And they've been looking for this person. Like, they wish they could thank this person.
Aww.
Because they were the key to, like, there was a resurgence of interest on this popular discussion board. And from there, Rooftop started slowly climbing the charts. And, like, it was kind of unheard of after promotion and stuff like that. Just, especially with the band, that didn't happen. So sure enough, like, it just kind of kept going to where they got invited back to promote the song because it was so popular. And then it did an all kill on all the charts, like, which is just crazy to do separate from promotion.
Yeah.
So, and it was a pure, like, how that started was Sungkyub just composed a song, threw it on SoundCloud, and the fans liked it. And so then they first performed it in Japan just to, like, see how it was. And they loved it. And so, like, that's how it all started. Just people ended up really loving Rooftop. So
it's really cool.
So Sungkyub is considered Rooftop's father, or Abuji. Like, that's what they always call him, because that's the well-known NFLYING thing at this point. And they're kind of also known as just kind of like the happy, vibey energy people. And they've already done some campaign stuff for, like, they've composed some songs or taken part in some composition of some songs for, one of them was for, it was like to help kids find a way home type thing, like something about lost children. And then the recent one is suicide prevention for young people. Like, that's the thing they're doing. They did one about dog adoption. Dog and cat adoption. So, like, they're kind of like the go-to Boy Scout type group for things like that, it feels like, a little bit. Just because the vibe of their songs can be really upbeat and positive. They really have a positive vibe with a lot of their stuff. So, And I really like that about them. And even, I'm going to talk about Immortal Songs a little bit. So, Hwaesung, he ended up on Immortal Songs, which is a show where people do covers of popular, usually Korean stuff, but they have been doing also some international ones. So this past year, he ended up on there, and he was so good vocally and stuff that they're like, oh, you're so good. So he kept on doing small wins against people, and then they did a show where it was pretty much popular international songs, and so he did a Queen song, which NFLYING does a Queen medley, like, all the time, so of course he's going to be perfect at it. And it was by himself. Well, I mean, there was a chorus of people behind him, but NFLYING wasn't there with him, it was just him. And so he ended up winning the entire show. So then he was officially crowned, like, you are the super rookie for Immortal Songs. Like, that's what they call him all the time. They're very proud of him. And when that happened, NFLYING, he came back to the dorm room. I think he called them, and they're like, okay, no big deal. Like, they ended up surprising him. They really tried to act like they weren't excited for him, but then they threw him this big party, and they were really... And then within, I think, just a month-ish, Hwaesung, he really, really wanted his band to go on the show with him. So he was able to get the entire band on there. And so they competed, and it was a Korean, I think it was a Korean composer. Yeah, he was this really popular composer guy. And so went up even against the South Club band, like they're all, and all these vocalists and whatever. And they did this really touching, awesome, like, song about friendship cover, and they won. And you could tell that, so they won the entire show. They pretty much blew the composer guy out of the water. And Hwaesung, like, always by himself, he kind of seemed like this slightly cocky rookie guy. But when he was with NFLYING, he had a totally different vibe of, like, the kid. And Sungkyub kept saying, like, we wanted to come on and show you that he's not always what you guys see him as. Day to day. Like, he's just kind of a cute kid who we take care of. Like, and you could tell that it was really meaningful for them to win with that song, particularly about friendship and stuff. So, and when they were interviewing Hwaesung within that, he was like, I really want the band to pretty much always be around. Like, I want us to always be together.
Aww.
So that was all fairly recent. It was very meaningful to them, and so I'm always going to be talking about Immortal Songs and NFLYING because it's pretty cute.
That's adorable. What is everyone's favorite NFLYING song? I can start.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, so I really enjoy. Sorry, I'm like really bad at remembering like titles of things. All right, I really like the song "Good Bam."
Good Bomb.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the one I've chosen. It's got like a fun little,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a fun, it's fun.
And I just realized I said that the title song for their recent album was Yahoo. The name of the album was Yahoo. Good Bomb was the title song.
With NFLYING, I actually haven't listened to much of their songs. Like, I knew some stuff that, like, in passing, or, like, if I had to put it in, like, a YouTube playlist, I listened to it, like.
Yeah.
Because, Sky talked about him a lot, earlier. If you've been listening to us for a while, like, she's pretty much always, like, said, hey, NFLYING did this, and then I would throw it in a YouTube playlist, and then I'd listen to it. But I will say, my favorite, and it's, like, legitimately a favorite song, like, I can listen to it over and over, is their Korean debut, Awesome. Like, and the only problem with that is, it's harder pop punk, and they don't do that anymore.
No, they don't.
And it's so good. Like, I don't really like the music video that much, but, like, it just don't look at the music video, but listen to it. It's, if you really are into pop punk, I think you're like NFLYING a lot. And like that song, I mean, constantly I've been listening to that song. But I also really like Lonely, which I think is also on that album too. That's a really nice kind of ballady song.
Yeah.
I really like, I think my favorite song is Pardon. I really like Pardon. I also really like, what is it called? Let me just see. Because I'm the same, like, I know the song when I hear it. I'm like, one. I know that one, Flower Work. I really like Flower Work.
Flower Work is really good. For me...
She's like, oh, God, now I have to do it.
Well, yeah. I mean, really anything from the Brotherhood album, but I like The World Is Mine a lot. I also like Lupin because it's pretty hard. I like Good Bomb. I mean,
yeah.
I will say, I do like, aside from Awesome, which vibe-wise I really appreciate it. Like, their title songs from way back in the day before Huisung was existent. They're pretty good. I'm not saying that any of that music was bad, but like vibe-wise, I vibe more with the newer stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Same.
What is their song? The one that's they're on the boat. I like that one too.
The Real.
Yeah, that's like fun.
Yeah.
Out of that group.
Yeah.
And that one, it is fun to watch the music video. The reason we're saying to not watch the Awesome music video is because it was from that time when...
It's just like
when you're just find women for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
like
and
it's just
very aggressively.
And you can sort of tell that it wasn't really their choice to do so. Like that was just what was.
You can tell it didn't fit in narratively with anything. Like
but like sound wise, that's like definitely closer to what it I'm not lying. I literally, this was like the first time that I actually like deep dive and listened to NFLYING, like, or even like really like watched videos from them and that sort of thing. And Awesome, like I will like constantly put it on because I like it so much. Like, and that usually doesn't happen with like when we do these and I've like never listened to someone. I'll be like, yeah, that one's pretty good, and I'll listen to it a few times. But it's like constant now. I'm like, oh
and
no,
I
want
do
that.
feel like Awesome and The Real are kind of.
They've got that. What I really like about The Real is that it's the first one with the maknae, and like he's the bait in the video. You're like doing all this stuff to him. You're like, oh, welcome to the group here.
And then at the end, the big like you think they're chasing this ginormous mermaid essentially or something, and it's totally Moonbach. He's a dude. Like. He turns with his long flowing hair. It's like, oh, that is not a girl. Like,
it's a really fun song though. Like, if you want like something that's just like just a good like kind of like fun headbanger song, I think The Real is good.
Well, and I like they implemented the headbanging within the music video too.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were pulling a fishing pole, so then they were kind of it made sense. And then Hot Potato is just hilarious.
Oh no, my favorite song is their chicken taco spaghetti.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell that story. Once upon a time, they were touring and they were in Mexico, and Chaohyun is actually really good at English, I guess. Seems like it.
No.
And he had to call for room service, so of course it's difficult for a poor Korean kid, on the phone. And you would think that they would maybe shut up in the background while he's trying to talk in English to in Mexico.
That would be too easy.
No,
Yeah, that'd be too easy. And to give you Chaohyun's vibe, and it's changed a bit. He's more of a smiley person now, but he used to really be like an emo kid. He would not smile. Quiet, not smiley guy. So, he was on the phone, and he was trying to order 1 spaghetti, 1 chicken taco, 2 beef tacos, blah, blah, blah. And so he's trying to focus so much on the phone. And then in the background, they're singing and hopping on the couch and just being, and then he eventually says, "Be quiet" in Korean. And then, and they don't, they get a little more quiet and they're still being idiots in the background. So that was a thing that got recorded on V Live. So,
which is a great V Live. If you
Mm-hmm.
I'll be putting the links to everything, but it's definitely worth watching the entire thing. The recording session, it's really great.
You could tell that he was so mad afterwards too. He got off the phone. He was like, "You guys, are you serious right now?" So that really happened. So then it was Sunghyob's birthday. So they later on, a year or two later, they went to the recording studio to bug Sunghyob about his birthday and whatever. And they ended up being like, "Hey, I actually think a fan said, 'Hey, you need to put a beat with that song.'"
Mm-hmm.
Because they had made a song in the background while he was on the phone. And they're like, "Okay." So they did that. And it actually is a really catchy song, despite the fact that
They even recorded him doing the bit on the phone.
So Chunkyun sat there like a phone, holding the microphone like a phone.
Yeah.
And pretending he's "Shut up." It was really. And in the background they're doing the same dance with their butt. So yes, they're chaotic and whatever, and I think they've said they will never release that song, but we're at least hoping they'll be on SoundCloud at some point, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, now that we've gone through that, now comes the fun part of just a quick breeze through of mentioning what's coming up for all of us in December.
It's Jesse's month.
Yes, it is. On the 30th, so this is still November. JYP. That's coming out. So starting on the 1st, we have Kim Na-young coming out. Leo from VIX has a single coming out, and Yang Doll has something coming out. On the 2nd, Sejong from Gugudan, or Busted, if you Yep. Has something coming out, as does VOS. On the 3rd, you thought that we were done with this. No, we weren't. We weren't done. Davichi has something coming out. Hwang Chiol has a little something coming out. Yukwon from Block B has an album. On the 4th, ATEEZ has a Japanese album. DAY6 has a Japanese album. We think.
We think. I mean, I put it in a month ago, so.
Yeah, I think the ATEEZ Japanese album already occurred, and It was pretty much just so anybody knows, it was pretty much just Japanese versions of stuff that already existed. There wasn't any new tracks on it.
Jung Sung-won has something out, as does Park Ji-hoon, but the most exciting thing happening on the 4th. CL has escaped her imprisonment, and
she's doing it she's releasing one single every other week or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head what is, but she's releasing 6 songs in full. But she's back. She's back.
Back again. CL's back. She escaped the dungeon. Yeah.
I mean, I'm also really excited for DAY6's Japanese album. I've already pre-ordered it, but whatever.
Yeah, CL has had quite a slog.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves this.
She deserves it. She deserves it to go to the top. All right, on the 5th, Crush has something coming out. That's pretty exciting. And Jun from UKISS has something come out. On the 6th, the boys have a special single.
They keep on calling it a special single. I don't know what it is.
That means, but I'm sure it'll be fun. And on the 9th or the 10th, this is twice, so we don't know.
Time zones.
Stray Kids has something coming out on either the 9th or the 10th, depending on where
I'm going to talk a little bit about that. They were going to release earlier, but one of their members left.
Yeah.
So they've already released a music video and stuff. It's just that
I think it's the full album is.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
And Becky Aren has something coming out on the 10th. On the 11th, Bandmaid has something coming out.
My Japanese rock girl group. Yes.
And on the 12th, another escapee, essentially. Ailey has a single coming out!
And I've heard that it's supposed to be Christmas related, so if you're looking for Christmas songs, I think that one's going to be a good one.
On the 13th, the Monsta X English album drops, and with a bit of
I didn't know that.
happiness but sadness mixed together. But you know what? I'm still going to be positive about this.
Yeah.
Okay?
There's still other members in the group, and we need to support them.
Now, we don't have a lot between then, but on the 18th, we also have a GOT7 Japanese album, and then it says here, NFLYING something.
I know, it's just...
Well, they haven't announced
It's just like, and flying, they're like, coming soon. I'm like, but what? What is coming soon?
Just the past 2 days, they've released, and it hasn't been just to like, hey, we're going to maybe have an album or a single. It's been, hey, here's the concept pictures for a thing we know nothing of.
I kind of looked for it. Like, it was like, because usually I just like see stuff in passing. Like, I'll like, be like, oh, it's on the news thing, or like Sky will like post something, or like I'll just see it randomly, and so I'll just click it into the calendar. And then I was like, but wait a minute, what is this? And like,
we don't know.
I'm talking with my buddy Jane, because Jane's way into NFLYING too, and we're both like, is it a Japanese thing? Like, because it could be, but since it's on there, it's not on their Japanese Twitter. It's on their main Twitter. It's like probably not. It's probably Korean. But anyway,
and then it'd be like a special song, like a advertisement song.
We don't know. We don't know. Yeah. We're gonna find out just like everyone else. And finally, on Christmas Day, as an extra little Christmas treat for all of us, EXID and Nikian, not together, but both separately, have Japanese. Oh, EXID has a single, and Nikian has a whole album coming out. So Merry
Christmas miracle for Jessie.
Merry Christmas to Jessie specifically. Yeah. So that's what's coming up in December. It looks like it's not going to be quite as hectic.
Yeah.
Music-wise,
for me, it's going to be a little hectic.
Yeah, going to a concert. You're going to see
I'm going to see Monsta X and NCT 127 one day, and then Dreamcatcher the next day. And then, man, if I had, like, planned it out, I could have seen Darren Gray, but that's not going to happen. I didn't take enough time off work, and I can't take that much time off work. But if you will be in Chicago, I guess the weekend that this is going live, please contact us, because I'll come see you, because I'll be there.
So yeah,
you're going to be at the Dreamcatcher concert, I'll come see you.
Jesse's having
up at the front, though, because I splurged and got the VVIP.
So Jessie is offering a one-on-one high-touch fan sign.
I'll just slap your hand and leave.
and then you'll be ushered out of the way, because
maybe I'll get you like a poster or a business card, and I'll sign it.
And she does accept gifts, monetary or otherwise.
Totally do.
Yes.
Out to eat, I'll totally take that. If you want to throw us some bucks on coffee, sure.
She will take a selfie with you, whatever, you know?
So you just say, hey, let's meet up, and I'd be like, sure, I have nothing else to do.
Speaking of that, time to end this episode. It's 1 a.m. for me as we're recording. I don't know if I'm eternal. Anyway, it's been a fun episode where we talked about some of our favorite little chaotic musical messes. DAY6 and NFLYING. We hope you enjoyed listening to it, and you can listen to us wherever you're listening to us now, but if you want to mix it up, we're also on Spotify, Apple iTunes. We are on Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, and you can also just go to our website, certifiednews.com, and listen to us there. It's all embedded. It's fancy. It's so.
And I'll have a YouTube playlist with like a bunch of different videos of ones that we talked about and maybe some other things that we liked about DAY6 and NFLYING that we didn't talk about, so you can love them just as much as we do.
It'll all be linked on our website. In addition to our website, we got some other fun stuff. We got quizzes. We got merch. We got random merch. There's some random stuff on there, but it's delightful. Anyway, and if you want to support this podcast, you can go to ko-fi.com/certifiednewness and send us a couple bucks to help keep us afloat. All right, we hope you have a fantastic week and keep listening to all that fancy-ass music that we love. All right, bye!
Bye.